Laytonsville was a town with more than its share of grisly crimes and haunted myth, but nothing could prepare them for the horrific events of the summer of 1985. For 11 nights, a child was stolen from the safety of its crib. The thief taunted police with malicious notes written in the baby's blood. His initials splattered over the child's resting place served as a grim epitaph. He called himself the Devil's Left Hand. Though his motives were a mystery, he claimed to be working for Satan himself, and the police could not stop him. Mass hysteria swept through town. Every child was in danger, but as quickly as he came, he vanished. Days became months, months became years, and history became legend. His reign of terror still haunts the people of Laytonsville, and to this day they wait for his return.
Episode number 19. Tonight we're reviewing Book of Lore, which, by the way, this is the second in a row horror junk movie that I've enjoyed. So, it's a special occasion, something to drink to. Book of Lore follows a guy named Rick, whose girlfriend is kidnapped and subsequently killed. And Rick is, of course, all alone and trying to solve the case. You know, the cops aren't helping, his friends aren't helping. One of his friends gives him the Book of Lore, which is basically a composition book full of weird folklore and stories about the town that he's grown up in. And the left hand of the devil, who apparently killed babies a long time ago. Is it the devil's left hand that is back, or is it a new guy, is it a copycat, or, you know, and of course the whole time he's running from the cops, he's solving a mystery. We've seen it in horror movies before. The one that of course comes to mind is Final Destination. Shared a lot of similarities with that, but actually really well done. I actually really enjoyed this one, and unfortunately it is a horror movie, but I feel like the standards that we rate movies on and horror junk, it's not going to live up to those. It's not going to do well.
Probably not. Just the categories we have. While it was a great movie, it was good, and a good horror movie,
yeah,
quote unquote. The standards we usually set, I just don't. It's not going to rate very well, but we did enjoy it.
Yeah. So we're not feeling very creative tonight, so we're going to rank this bad boy on notebooks. So let's break it down. Nudity. 0 notebooks. There was no cleavage. There was no nothing. There were some hot chicks. The skimpiest outfit we saw him in was a really enormous t-shirt and enormous boxer shorts.
No real nudity. Not no real nudity. No nudity.
No fake nudity either.
No nudity whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that scores a big fat goose egg. 0.
Which is also the second movie in a row. This is the first time we've done 2 in a row with no nudity.
Sure.
A little disappointing, but am I sure? Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
I haven't been keeping track, but yeah. Okay.
You were not a true fan then. Blood and gore.
I'm just gonna go 2.5.
I was gonna go exactly 2.5.
There is blood.
There's blood and there's gore.
There's no real blood appearing.
Right.
There's no like sequences which would cause blood. You just kind of stumble upon the blood.
Right.
And the gore. You never actually get to see most of it really happen, which is sort
not
of
even most of it. You never get to see any of it happen. Yeah. But that's okay. I mean, it had blood and gore. The problem was that me and Wolford like buckets. We like gallons, barrels of blood and gore and nastiness in every scene, and
yet we hate Hostel.
It
is kind of an oxymoron.
It's one of those things, you know. It's one of those things. Special effects.
I'm gonna go 2.
Really? I was gonna go higher.
See, there wasn't a whole lot of actual special effects, though.
I was gonna say this is the one, Wolford. You know, me and you, when we give our rankings, they're usually within like half a point of each other. At most 1. I'm gonna go 2 points above you. You said 2. I'm going 4, baby, and I'm glad that we finally disagree with this one.
Really?
I'm going 4, so we can argue about it. You want to argue about it?
Yes, I do want to argue.
I'm going 4 because they had really great film effects. In the flashback sequences with like this, they had this like creepy strobe light looking thing, and not only that, but they had period pieces where people wore period clothing, and it looked like the 17 or 1800s Salem witch trial type stuff. It had good special effects in like camera angles, cut scenes, the way it shot certain scenes to really drive the point home. I mean, they weren't CGI effects, but they were good. They hit you like viscerally. I mean, it was a good visceral reaction sometimes.
See, and I always thought more of the special effects as in like the bodies being torn apart, the hands getting cut off. Because I'll admit the camera work was nice, the flashback sequences, obviously done in post, very good. But while those were good, there's no real, like I said, like body parts getting cut off. No, yeah, but not
this cut scenes with the apples and the thing.
See, there could have been more.
There could have been more. There could always be more.
Because it's all like in the flashback. In the current day stuff,
yeah,
there was like nothing really. Mm-hmm. Special effects were never like in present time. They were always in the flashback.
Right.
I would like to have seen more killings of stuff happening in the present time.
It just seems like you're ranking special effects on sort of the actual practical application of them. I'm ranking special effects more on the presentation of making things shocking, making things like stand out as you know, not just an ordinary shot, but like a special effects shot.
You can make things shocking and visceral through editing,
right?
Which is not a special effect.
But I would consider that a component of a special effect, yeah. So I give it a solid 4.
I give it a 2. For once, we disagree on something.
I'm happy about it too. I'm glad. Cheers. And death scenes. I have a feeling we're going to agree on this one.
I'm gonna say maybe 1.5.
I was going to give it a 1.
No real on-screen deaths.
No on-screen deaths. No. Period.
Well, there was one, but
the chick was pulled out of the bed.
That wasn't really a death.
No.
I was thinking at the end, but I don't want to spoil it for people who may want to watch it.
Yeah. But I think the point is that we like our deaths on screen and like to see the vicious, nasty, gory details of it all. All the deaths in this movie happened off camera, and then you saw the aftermath of them.
Yeah.
Not bad for what it was, but
not bad, but it could have been better.
But that being said, overall,
I'm going to give it a 4.5.
I was going to go 4.
Yeah, because I really enjoyed it. I think part of the thing is, like you said earlier, like we were sort of semi-arguing earlier, the editing was really good. There were some genuinely creepy moments in it where I was just like, ooh, that's creepy to watch.
I liked a lot of the stories that they read out of the book of lore of, you know, things that happened 100 years ago in this little town that were just creepy and bizarro. I really enjoyed the flashback sequences, and I thought it was really well done. This was, like I said, I break up the horror genre. This is what I would call like a mystery horror, sort of like Final Destination, where, you know, they're trying to figure out why this is happening to them, and in the midst of trying to figure out why it's happening, all this other stuff is kind of happening in the background. Seven did a really good job of that as well, tracking down a killer while other stuff is happening. It's another one like, hey, you've got zombies in your backyard. You give these guys a real budget, I would love to see what they do with a real budget. It was really good.
I would love, actually, probably a really cool supplement to the DVD would maybe be like a mini version of the book that has all the stories in it. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, and the creepy ass artwork and
yeah, because stories were fantastic, and the way they weaved them into the story and everything, it was really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done.
And it's like I said earlier, because since I had a problem with special effects, I think if you teamed up these guys with the guys that did Hey, you got zombies in your backyard, you would have a killer horror movie.
Yeah. I mean, the Book of Lore had fantastic writing, really good actors, really good dialogue. It was really well done. And it was this, for the first time in a long time, nothing but horror, nothing but like...
No comedy.
No comedy. I mean, it had some funny parts, but...
They had characters that were sort of like the comedic people in it,
right?
But it wasn't overall a horror comedy.
And thank God, Wolford.
Yes.
I was dying for just a horror. And we got it with Book of Lore. So I'm a big fan. I really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see what these guys do next.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll put their little website right here on the screen right now.
Call their website little?
Put their website on the screen right now.
I've never seen it. It might be little. It might be little. You never know.
So you guys know where to get it, because off the top of our heads, we're not really 100% sure what their website address is, but
Yeah.
definitely go check it out. It's right here.
Yeah. You want to read that viewer mail?
We'll do a little viewer mail.
Just a little
don't have a lot. Don't have a lot.
Just only
really
one. Yeah. Biggest fan.
Gaius Julius Caesar, as I like to call him. He mailed us back after being mentioned 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
So we got this in the old MySpace account, and it says it's pronounced Gaius. I'm still going to say Gaius. But no matter, it's not my name anyways. I simply borrowed it from someone. First off, you two fine gentlemen took my good-natured insults and criticisms with grace and ease. Cheers to you two. Now I shall heap the praise upon you. The quick fix set tour was outstanding. It was funny, well-paced, and easily my favorite so far. The Tyler Dobbins shout-out fix was hilarious. Great work, fellas.
Thank you.
Thanks. We try to be funny.
I don't try. It comes naturally to me. You try?
The episodes are also getting more coherent. There are big improvements from first to 22nd.
Coherent. He hasn't seen our last one. They were drunk as shit.
Just a couple more little constructive criticisms, though.
Can't wait. Can't wait to hear him. Let's hear him. Dish him. Dish him.
Your interview questions are too softball. Try not to ask the same questions you see in magazines and other interviews. Y'all produce your own show, so get creative. Ask off the wall questions. It's not like you have a producer who will chew your ass for fucking up an interview.
You know, I have an issue with this one, though.
Okay.
We asked Zach Ward what it was like working with Optimus Prime. You think a magazine would ask that shit? And our Brenda Lee Roth interview was so random.
Yeah.
That was completely bizarre. We asked her about showing her boobs and making out with chicks. We played a little game show, Troma or Noma. I don't feel like that was a softball interview.
Me neither.
We asked her to make fun of Eli Roth, which was great.
In my opinion, I think we ask questions that magazines don't ask.
We haven't put it up yet, but I asked Tony Todd what he did with all the Candyman memorabilia from Part 2, where a lot of people drew images of him and stuff. Again, I don't think that's something that he would have heard. But we do the softball questions too, like what's your latest movie, what's your latest project?
That's because usually they want to pimp stuff, and we figure they're nice enough to give us a free interview.
We gotta let them.
Gotta let them promote. Gotta let them pimp stuff out. That's what we do. Then his other criticism is also why not some classics? It's nice to see some of the latest no-budget horror flicks, but how about a seldom-seen classic every once in a while? It may sound boring to review a film you've seen before, however, I'm interested in hearing your dialogue on a piece of classic crap such as Bad Taste, Monster High, Slumber Party Massacre, etc. That's it. Once again, great work, guys. Keep it up.
Well, let's talk Bad Taste. Bad Taste. Not a bad horror movie. That's great. That's a great Peter Jackson classic. Thank you very much. Oscar winner, Peter Jackson. I was a big fan of him back in '96 before anybody had heard the name Peter Jackson, and now he's a fucking Oscar winner. And I think to critique his older works is a little bit pretentious, a little bit weird. I don't think we'll ever feature Bad Taste on our show.
Well, it's one of those, if you're a real horror fan, which I'm guessing most people that watch this are, you've seen it.
Right.
You know if you like it or not. Mm-hmm. You don't need 2 jackasses on a couch drinking some beer telling you if it's good or not.
Right.
You already know.
Right.
Yeah.
And Slumber Party Massacre, I own those movies actually. I'll give you a review right now. 1, good. 2, bad. 3, so bad that you have to see it. The Driller Killer with the fucking guitar. Oh my god, it was so bizarre. And the chick from Wings in it, it was so crazy. It was out there, but you need to see those movies.
I thought she was in the second one.
Crystal Bernard?
I thought so.
I'm pretty sure she was in Part 3. We'll look it up on the internet later. Oh, you want to look it up now? I'm pretty sure she was in Part 3.
Talk about your review some more, I'll look it up.
Oh wait, he had a guitar there.
Crystal Bernard.
God damn it, I was wrong. The first time ever. This is the first time that's ever happened. Alright, but anyway, there's our mini review for the Slumber Party Massacre series. And we are thinking about doing a classics series for next Halloween. We've already got a Halloween episode planned for this year, but we're thinking for next year we'll release one episode for each of the classics, like
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Of course, Halloween.
Friday
the 13th. The Hellraiser, the Chucky one.
Child's Play.
We're thinking about doing that.
That's like a whole year away, though. This Halloween, we have a great episode coming up.
Yes, we do.
Don't want to give away too much, but...
give it away.
Okay. For basically the past year, we've been working on this. even before last Halloween, because we weren't on the air last Halloween, but we thought we might be.
Yeah.
We've been setting up this episode. This is gonna be the best episode ever. Seriously.
Of any podcast.
We are very excited. Everybody we've told about this episode is excited, and nobody can wait to see it. So what we've been doing every time we do an interview with friends of the show, celebrities and stuff, we've been asking these people what their favorite horror movie scene is. And we have such a lineup. You guys are going to be so excited because we were excited just to do it. So far we've got William Catt, who was our first celebrity interview. He tells us his favorite horror movie scene. Zach Ward, friend of the show that we were talking about earlier, he does one for us. Joe Lynch tells us his favorite horror movie scene. Director of Hatchet, Adam Green, tells us his favorite horror movie scene. And those are just like some of the lesser known people.
Yeah.
We hit some of the
Tip of the iceberg people.
We hit some of the horror classic people. We got Tom Savini. We got Sid Haig. We got Tony Todd. We got PJ Souls from Halloween. We have just like tons of people. David Arquette.
Out of nowhere, David Arquette
did one for us.
And Lloyd Kaufman.
Lloyd Kaufman.
Fucking Kaufman. Tromaville resident.
Your girlfriend, Brentley Roth.
Brentley Roth.
She told us her favorite horror movie scene.
Yeah.
So we have all these people telling us what their favorite horror movie scene is and why it's their favorite horror movie scene. And we are just super excited to get this episode out because this is going to be seriously the best episode ever.
It's going to be a great episode. Check out the website, horrorjunk.net. Register for the forums. Start chatting it up because we don't have enough people chatting it up at the moment. And that's it, yeah?
Join friend us on MySpace.
Oh yeah, myspace.com.
Usual stuff, you know.
All that standard shit, you know.
You know what it is.
Horror Junk episode 19. This signing off. This is Tim.
This is Brian.
And we watch crappy horror movies, so you don't have to.
That's true. I've been listening to Chad on the horror podcast, and with his funny little British accent, he calls them boobs.
Boobs?
I'd like to say some boobs. So Chad, we love you. But
yeah, good old Chad.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that cat's gonna get in that shot. Get out of here. That's right. Take care of that little problem.
Go ahead.
What are you giggling about there, Giggly? Faggy cat? Faggy cat back? Oh, I hate that faggy cat. Oh, that fucking cat. That fucking cat. Get that fucking cat out of here. Weird Candyman memorabilia. I'm gonna try saying that word again. Sure. I've had about 5 beers, so I might not be able to spit that out very well. And subsequent.
Nice.
Yeah. This is very unfortunate for you guys. I'm sorry.
Like they're gonna say it.